Welcome to Lauren Ponce Motivation. Today we're diving into an idea that can completely transform the way you attract women, especially as you grow older. And here's the surprising part. It has nothing to do with money. It's not about having perfect looks. And it definitely isn't about memorizing those awkward pickup lines you see everywhere online. The real secret is much simpler, yet far more powerful. Just 2 words. But when used the right way, these 2 words activate something much deeper in a woman's mind. They spark emotional responses that many men don't even realize exist. I'm going to reveal those words and explain why they work so well. But there's also a small detail most people overlook, and that detail is exactly what separates the men women quickly forget from the men they keep thinking about long after the conversation ends. Stay with me, because understanding this can completely change the way you communicate. Over the years, I've looked closely at thousands of real interactions between men and women, and one pattern became very clear. The men who naturally attract women are not always the most handsome, and they're definitely not always the richest. The real difference is much simpler. They understand how to communicate emotionally and directly. While many men get stuck in shallow conversations, trying too hard to impress or being overly careful not to say the wrong thing, the men who truly stand out approach communication in a completely different way. They rely on 2 simple phrases that act almost like keys, unlocking the female subconscious. Our brains are wired to respond strongly to certain communication patterns, and when these 2 phrases are used properly, they create what psychologists call positive emotional anchoring. In simple terms, they attach a positive emotional experience to the interaction with you. Let's start with the first phrase, I want. At first, it may sound almost too basic, but when a man says, I want with calm confidence, something important happens. He takes ownership of his desires. He isn't asking for approval. He isn't nervously testing the situation. He's simply expressing what he wants in a clear and grounded way. And here's something crucial about female psychology. Women tend to feel drawn to men who know what they want. Why? Because it communicates direction. It shows leadership. It signals that you are comfortable making decisions rather than placing that pressure on her. Think about the difference for a moment. Imagine saying, I don't know, maybe we could hang out sometime if you'd like. What does that communicate? Uncertainty, fear of rejection, a lack of direction. Now compare that with, I want to take you out for dinner on Saturday. I know a great place you'll enjoy. Feel the shift. You're not pleading for approval. You're setting a direction. You're offering an experience. And this isn't about being pushy or dominant. It's about being confidently assertive. It's about having the courage to express your intentions clearly. When you communicate like this, you create what's known as sexual polarity. Your decisiveness naturally places you in the role of the masculine initiator, which often awakens the feminine energy that responds to guidance and direction. Now let's talk about the second phrase, because this is where everything truly comes together. The second phrase is, I appreciate. This is where the real magic happens. If you only use I want, the interaction can start to feel one-sided. It may come across as if you're only focused on what you're getting from the situation. But when you combine I want with I appreciate, you create balance. You show initiative, but you also show emotional awareness. You communicate that you're not just pursuing your own desires, you're also capable of recognizing value in the other person. Let me show you how this works in practice. Imagine you're speaking with a woman you're interested in. Instead of simply saying, I want to see you again, you say something like, I want to see you again because I really appreciate the way you think. Talking with you has a depth that's rare. Notice what changed. You didn't just express desire. You acknowledged something meaningful about her as a person. You showed that you were paying attention beyond the surface. And that, my friend, is incredibly powerful. Because most men only compliment appearance. They focus on looks, clothes, or physical attraction. But when you show appreciation for someone's mind, perspective, or personality, you reach a much deeper emotional level. And that's exactly the level where real attraction begins to grow. Most men only focus on the surface, the physical. But you're doing something different. You're noticing her essence, the qualities that make her who she is. And here's the most powerful part. When your appreciation is genuine, it doesn't come from neediness. You're not desperate for her attention. You're choosing her. Women can feel that energy from a mile away. If what I'm sharing resonates with you, drop a like below. It tells me you're serious about leveling up and taking your communication to the next level. Now let's talk about the one mistake that can ruin all of this. That mistake is using these words, I want and I appreciate, without congruence. Congruence means your body language, your tone, and your words are all sending the same message. For example, if you say, I want to take you to dinner, but you're slouched, avoiding eye contact and speaking hesitantly, your words and your body are in conflict. Your words say confidence, but your body screams insecurity. The female brain is wired to detect these mismatches. It's like an emotional lie detector.
So when you say, I want, stand tall, open your chest, make eye contact, and let your posture reinforce your words. When you say, I appreciate, slow down and let sincerity flow naturally in your voice. That subtle depth is what separates ordinary interactions from ones that leave a lasting impression. In my full guide, Attraction Secrets, I go deeper into how to calibrate your energy and presence so every word you say carries emotional weight. Timing is equally important. You can't just drop I want and I appreciate in every sentence like a robot. That would feel forced and awkward. Use them in moments that matter, when you're setting an intention or creating an emotional memory. For example, at the end of a great date, look her in the eyes and say, I want to do this again. I really appreciate the energy you bring. Just like that, you've created a positive emotional anchor. From that moment on, every time she thinks of you, she'll remember feeling seen, valued, and desired, all at once. If you want to go even deeper into this, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Every week, I share strategies that give you a serious edge in attraction. Now you've got the tools. Use them wisely. Use them with integrity. And remember, perfection isn't the goal. Being real, confident, and present is what truly makes you irresistible.